Hey guys, Nova here. So we are doing a tier list of main and academy for next season. And this is after we did the final watch party of season 3 and academy from the last season. So we will start with the academy for next season, and we are going to rank these teams. We're actually going to snip the teams so you guys can see them real quick. I do have display capture on. So this is Sinister's team. So Sinister here, he was cooking. Okay guys, he was cooking. And hi YouTube, yes. Okay, so he has the Chimpao in academy this time, and so he has Azumarill, Clefable, Petrarunt, Fortress, Porygon 2, Hydrolapple, Heracross, Ninetales, and Venusaur. He has a small Sun Core as well, and to be honest, his team will wear anyone down for the most part. His goal is probably just wear them down so Venusaur and Chimpao can carry the game. Azu is actually really strong with huge power, and there's some matchups where Sap Sipper is really good. Porygon 2 is just very annoying in general to deal with. It is very bulky. He has some regen. He has with Hydrolapple. Heracross can break stuff also. And Petrarunt is just going to slow down, like it's going to essentially try to poison as many Pokemon as possible with its great defenses. Like if he actually kills all the special attackers, Petrarunt can probably just wall the game out. Yes, he has Double Fairy with Azumarill and Clefable. He has hazards as well with Fortress. Dude, this team is very scary, and anyone he faces in academy, they're gonna have to prep a lot. Personally, I'm gonna give it a high A. I don't think it's like, we have to see, because Sinister has to pilot this team well. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a high A. Yeah, team 4, it's gonna go into A. Yeah, that team is scary. I think it's going to really pop off like hella hard. And yes, so congrats on your A, Sinister. So the next team is actually Jarl. So Jarl, he got demoted from main to academy last season. It was unfortunate. He because James won his last game, it actually pushed Jarl down. Also Jarl losing. Did Jarl lose his last game last season? I don't remember. But yeah, so he got pushed down to academy. But he's cooking. Dude, he got Palafin. He second picked Roaring Moon. He got all this bulk and hazards, and he even got his hazard removal early. And I'm pretty sure Mandibuzz also gets defog. So he has 2 forms of hazard removal. Personally, I wouldn't like Mandibuzz with Tinkaton and Clodsire, because if you're putting your hazards up, you don't want to defog them away. You actually have Espeon with Magic Bounce as well. So personally, you have a ton of hazard removal, plus you're trying to bounce hazards back. You're probably very scared of hazards, in fact. Personally, the only threats that I actually see on this team is Volcarona, Roaring Moon, and Palafin. I used Terra Espeon in IBL. I think it was really good, but I really think I don't think you need Ghost Terra personally. I think you probably should go like Water or like another defensive Terra, because you don't really need to be like, I mean, if they rapid spin on you, you just kill them. You have Levitate with Electros, and you can dodge Earthquakes with Mandibuzz or even Earthworm. I can't give this such a high rating because some of these mons, if they're trying to remove hazards, the other mons on your team just like, well, my job was wasted. Like, Earthworm wants to set up hazards. or set up like iron defenses. Cloudsire wants to set up hazards, but like, I mean, unless you're just using Mandibuzz as a tank, then that can work out. But Palafin, Roaring Moon, and Volcarona is gonna need to put this team on his back, essentially. I'm sorry, brother, but I think I'm gonna put you in C tier. That, I don't know. I mean, if you could pop off with this team, pop off, King. But I personally don't think it's. I think some changes are gonna be like made, like that are gonna be needed. The Terra Serena could do some work, but like we saw with Frosty's Serena last time, hopefully you have better luck than that Serena, personally. So the next one is Shio. Shio has a scary roster. Dude. Okay, so first round, Gouging Fire. It's so good. You have Hazard Reflection with Magic Bounce with Hatterene. You also have a Spinner with Hitmontop. You have webs on this team. Mudsdale and Metagross can set up rocks, so that both of them are really good. Rotom, you could Rotom and Staraptor can, and even Vikavolt can dodge earthquakes. So you don't like, Mudsdale is your ground immune, or I mean your electric immunity as well. So that's really good. Dude, you have so many threats on this team. It is crazy. Dude, Greninja, Gouging Fire, Metagross. If a couple, like, dude, you could run AV Mudsdale, and if it gets some staminas up, it can be a threat. I love Alolan Muck. It's so bulky. It's so good. It's going to slowly chip away people's teams. He has Terra Diplin. This thing is probably not going to die. It's going to have Sticky Hold. You cannot remove its Evilite. Dude, that thing is not going to die. Dude, I think this team is going to be really strong, and people are going to have to fear it. It doesn't look like, other than Stealth Rock, I don't know if Mudsdale gets spikes, but I mean, you're going to have Sticky Webs and Stealth Rock. And if the opponent wants to set up spikes, you have Hatterene to bounce them back. You don't have a ghost, like, you don't have a ghost type. So, I mean, they're going to try to spin on you, but you just blast them if they try to spin. Yeah, dude, I'm going to give this team an A. This team looks scary. Like, personally, I wouldn't want to even try to prep against this team. It's really good. Dude, Terra Staraptor also. Banded Double Edge or Banded Braybird is going to hit like a truck. Alright. We're going to have Maxis next. So Maxis is bringing back his Sandcore with Excadrill and Tyranitar. He also has Sneasler, but he doesn't have any terrain. I mean, he could run a Choice Scarf Sneasler. I mean, Sneasler in general is really fast. Terra Gyarados. It could be a Moxie set. It could be defensive Gyarados. Contrary Lurantis Terra Captain as well. Dude, both of them could be scary. I feel like he should have probably went Stellar Terra on Lurantis. Because anytime you would have done Terra Blast, it would have actually buffed yourself instead of lowering it. He has some... I mean, like, the only one that's really defensive is probably the Umbreon. This team's going to want to go... Like, just press go. Tyranitar, Excadrill, and Latios are a really good core together. I'm running that in Puddle, Luxury Ball, and it does wonders. If Rotom comes some weeks, I see a defensive set coming, because Tyranitar, Umbreon, and Rotom are the only really ones that are defensive on this team. I mean, you can make Gyarados defensive. You could make him defensive, but I feel like in this team is probably going to want to break some holes for Excadrill to just come in and Sand Rush kill. I think this team was made pretty well, except, like, I mean, the Sneasler is just, like, I mean, maybe Sneasler will be the one that just breaks holes. I think Max is probably just, like, was like super scared from like when dashing brought it against him. I personally would give this team a B. If you had some terrain, I mean, like, I know Rotom could set up electric terrain if you're gonna run Unburden. But personally, I think a B, maybe like a lower end B, but maybe middle B sounds really good for that team. Personally, I think it's gonna break some holes. But yeah, I can't wait to see Max's work on that team because he used sand all IBL. So, gotta see it pop off. Okay, so we have Raxos. Okay, before his transactions, I didn't know what this team was going to do. Before the transaction, like, he legit dropped, like, everything he picked up, and then he brought it back up. Urshifu's single strike is really scary, and it's paired with a Garchomp and a Terra, Paldean Tauros. Most of the time, this Tauros is probably going to be like bulk upset. You got defensive Zapdos, you got defensive Cress, Vaporeon's defensive as well. You just have a lot of Pokemon that are going to be defensive, making Urshifu and I mean, you could run defensive Garchomp too. You have Spikes, you have Hazards. Comfey is probably going to try to set up on stuff. But it's not Terra. I'm not letting that thing Terra after what Daru did to people. Yeah, Urshifu's probably going to be the MVP, like probably the MVP of Raxus' team. He's going to have to put it in good positions and try to pick off kills. And if their opponents are going to want to switch, it's just going to get like a huge chunk on it, or like a huge chunk against the opponent. Terra Galarian Slowbro is interesting. You could do Quick Claw, Quick Draw. I allow Quick Claw because half the time if Quick Claw doesn't activate, it is a useless item. I think it's just a 10% chance, I'm pretty sure. But I love Quick Claw, Quick Draw, Slowbro. Personally, I would have, if it was me, I think Terra Vaporeon Terra Vaporeon might have been better than tearing your Glowbro, because making Vaporeon even a bigger defensive. But I feel like your Tauros is going to be the Terra Captain most of your games. Personally, I think a low B or maybe like a high C would be fine. I just feel like Cress is too like passive, but I mean, maybe it's a low B. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna put it. Okay, we're going to finish this left side off before we go to the right side of this. So we're gonna go to Peter. I just put it on the wrong, or I don't have my third monitor right now, guys, because I need to buy a HDMI cable because my new computer doesn't have like the cable for it. Okay, so Peter's team, very scary, guys. It has Dragapult, it has Ursaluna, it has a Primarina that can set up on a lot of stuff. The defensive backbone of this team is literally Persian, Deoxys, Amoonguss. Like, everything from 5 and up. Well, Corviknight's the defensive backbone too. But like Dragapult, Ursaluna, Primarina, and Brisharp are going to hard carry the offense of this team. And the defensive backbone of this team is crazy. Like, Arcanine can be either offensive or defensive on this one. You have to prep for so much on this team. And most of the time, the Dragapult is probably going to be physical, but sometimes you could just, like, do a mix set. Yeah, no, I don't know how people are going to break Peter's team. I really don't. Like, maybe, if anything, you could swap out, like, if Peter does want to make some transactions later, you could swap off the Arcanine, because essentially, well, I mean, actually, no, because Moltres is Terra, and he doesn't have Fire Terra on it. Huh. No, dude, this team was made really well. And I think this actually has to be the first S. Because, dude, I think this team is going to roll a lot of other teams. Yeah, I think that's what... Yeah, I think it's the first S. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Dude, Peter's gonna pop off. Also, I think my headset just died, guys. But it's all good. We don't need any sound and all that. I'll add it later. Okay, so Marco is the next team, and Marco, this is his first draft league since I think Sun and Moon. And welcome in. Wired headsets for the win. Dude, I could put a wired headset in, but I'm not listening to anything, so it doesn't really matter. I think Marco's team is actually really scary. He when he was building this team, when he was leaving picks with me, I gave him some suggestions because this is a rain team. If you guys didn't know, in Puddle Luxury Ball, or no, Puddle Ultra Ball, I actually got to finals with a rain team. And dude, this team is actually hella terrifying. I mean, personally, I would have went for Thunderous Therian, because I mean, unless you're like just making this Thunderous Incarnate for support, Bara, Archaludon, and Greatusk are gonna carry this team. Ribno Politoed. You don't need Politoed. You have Pelipper, the better one. Thundurus can also set up Rain Dance if needed. You have removal with Greatusk. I don't think you needed Kamala because you have Greatusk. But, I mean, if anything, if you're facing that... I think Spectre did get drafted. So, Kamala could be the answer to Spectre. It's one of the best counters to Spectre. Terra Overquill in Rain is terrifying. Dude, I personally love defensive Overquill. It is legit... like under the radar. Do I think Sunflower is coming? I don't think Sunflower is coming at all, unless it's like for one game and like if you're already like set for playoffs. But dude, you have screens on this team. You have rocks. You have Cleavor. Like, dude, Cleavor will set up rocks for this team. Screamtail could do it also, but you have screens with Screamtail. Personally, yeah, your Spinner's great test. I don't think Decidueye is ever going to bring Defog on this set. You have a lot of Pokemon that could actually set up rocks. That's Bronzong, Cleavor, Screamtail. But dude, your go buttons are crazy. Barraskewda in the rain is outspeeding like every mon in general. Barraskewda out of rain, it still outspeeds a lot of stuff, dude. Dude, I think this is S. I'm pretty sure this is actually going above Peter's team. Because legit, this dude, I would hate to face this. Like, first off, you need to get the rain out of here to even beat this team. Because Archaludon in rain is just gonna electroshock, electroshock, electroshock. If you keep hitting it, it's gonna have a stronger body press. Yeah, no, dude, this team is definitely S. It's hella scary. It's gonna be the first, like the first place right now. We are on Dark's team next, and it's surprising because Dark usually drafts Snow, and this is the first team he actually did not draft Snow. Well, he drafted Articuno, but that's his staple, you know. Okay, so he has the other Urshifu. This is the water one, and he has Boulder to either try to break things. Personally, the Boulder needs a Swords Dance. I mean, you could just run it as a revenge killer because it's super fast. You just need to punch some holes in this team, and then Boulder or Urshifu can just like sweep. Like it can come in revenge. I know you love Artie, Dark. You have the defensive backbone on Diancie. Terra Diancie can get even more tankier with Diamond Storm. You have Whimsicott to support. You have Goodra to take all the special defense hits. Farigarath is interesting. You could probably like do a Cubchoo set where it would like get like double Citrus Berry. I know you wanted the original Typhlosion, but you're bringing back Hisui Typhlosion that you have Frisk, so you can see items. You got a spinner with Brambles, so you're not going to die to hazards for Articuno. I mean, Articuno's probably going to run heavy duty boots, but it doesn't need to once it Terras. If you keep the hazards off. Gliscor, I know you've been loving Gliscor. You actually destroyed Umbra with Gliscor, and it's probably becoming one of your favorite draft mons because it was popping off, and you can do so much with Gliscor. Regieleki is very interesting because I'm pretty sure that's the fastest mon on your team, and then Iron Boulder second. If they don't have a ground type, Regieleki is going to literally pop off. You could probably just like run specs on Regieleki if they have no ground type and just like constantly volt switch, and dude, it's going to chunk everything. If they don't have a ground type, this thing is popping off. Personally, I would give this team a low B. Yeah, no, I think this team is fast. Like, you could run, I'm pretty sure Salazzle gets Corrosion. Like, it's the original Corrosion Pokemon. You can, like, run a bulky set and just slowly kill stuff. Or you could just, like, run a full special attacking set, too. Nasty plot. I would probably actually put this above Raxus' team. I'm pretty sure Raxus has the other Urshifu. I mean, I think Single Strike is better in singles than Rapid, but they're both good. I think this team actually... No, I'm going to put him behind Rex's. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I've been underperforming Gliscor after that? Oh, no. Oh, no. It's okay. It's okay. You're going to... Redemption arc. All right. The meme. The fraud bundle abuser. He's here. It's okay. We love to joke with Mr. TJB. Hopefully on, because this is display capture, hopefully it doesn't, like when I'm trying to put the chat back on my other monitor, hopefully it's not like just showing the background, but that it's okay if it is. I'm just like snipping all these teams. All right, so the fraud abuser, the Mr. Iron Bundle, Mr. TJP, always drafts Iron Bundle first round. You cannot get him away from it. And his Avalugg, he always loves this thing. His team is super scary. He has Terra Regidrago. He has webs to make his Regidrago even better. Webs will legit make Iron Moth better. And Spectre. This team is really scary. And with Bundle coming in and just like either chipping things or revenge killing things, Spectre wants to kill, like, once it gets Grim Nazoff, it's going to pop off. He has a defensive backbone of Milotic, Amphlorges, and Bellybolt, and Avalugg entirely. He has an unburdened Hitmonlee, so if you wanted to run like Grassy Seed with Rillaboom, that's crazy too. This team is actually really solid, and I don't know how people are going to break it. I think Bundle actually fits on here perfectly too. I think I don't need to even speak about this team much. I think it's legit an S tier team. Good job. Good job. How are you, AE, by the way? Yeah, dude, I think his team is scary. I mean, his team is fast, too. Like, if you just look at it, Iron Bundle is fast, Spectre is fast, Iron Moth is fast after booster energy. Dude, under webs, too, this team, like this Ariados, if it just gets webs up, it's done its job. Like, Focus Sash, webs. It webs, you can switch it out and keep it for later if they get rid of webs. Oh, dude, it's scary. Alright. We are going to Lucario Man for the next one. So, Lucario Man is the one that took over Kayson's team. I'm not new to YouTube. I started Draft League though last year. Yeah, when Scarlet and Violet came out. We're going over the main roster and academy. Dude, Travis, I couldn't find your Meow Mix roster. I'm using your low tier one for right now. When did I start streaming? I started streaming like 5, 6, 7 years ago. But yes, so we're going over Lucario Man's team real quick. So he kept Raging Bolt from Kayson's roster, and he added a lot of threats with Quackquavel as a revenge killer, Talonflame if you're gonna run Gale Wings for one-time go button. Talonflame can pop off. Personally, dude, Terra Low Kicks is really good. Yeah, yeah, I have Twitch. Yeah, I'm on Twitch also. Terra Low Kicks is super good. Dude, Terra Bug and Terra Dark are gonna carry this thing. Terra Fighting Axe Kick is super good. And if anything, if he wants to go a Double Dance Galarian Articuno set, he could do that as well. Having a Zoroark on your team actually will make the opponent be like, is this actually the Zoroark? Is this something else? Personally, I don't think you need Miss Magius if you have Zoroark. If anything, I would have rather seen the Terra on Miss Magius instead of Articuno. If you, like, I mean, if you're drafting Galarian Articuno, I think you should have the Terra on it. But if Miss Magius seems a little out of place here, Arena Trap Doug Trio is going to be scary if you actually trap things with it. And I don't know. You have defensive Heatran, but then you let me charge this because it's not even, it died. Defensive, you don't have a lot of defense on this team. Like, who's going to take hits? Like, if it's a special defensive hit, Heatran will take it, but like, this team is very aggressive, but it doesn't have a lot of defense. Oh, I think that's a bot. Yeah, because you don't have a lot of defense, I can't rate this high. I personally, yeah, it was an art bot on YouTube. I think this might have to be the first D pick, like the D ranking. I feel like a lot of transactions are going to happen if this team doesn't actually put in some work. Yeah, unfortunate, but I mean, I think that is the first D one. I don't see like the how you're gonna actually make this team work, but I can't wait to see. So we have 4 more teams for Academy, and we see Spood's next, by the way. Spood's team, I don't know who let him draft all this. Someone I know people traded picks. I know Harvey gave him Glow King, and Glow King is going to make Baxcalibur and Iron Valiant so good. Dude, you're gonna have... Dude, he has Terra Galar Moltres as well. He has defensive Blastoise on this team. He has a sand little core as well. And if you want to run Indeedee also, you could make it where your Galar Moltres can't, well, no. Unless it Terras. If it Terras, then you're going to... Wait one second, guys. I'm gonna put him in timeout. It's a bot. So, dude, your team is fast, first of all. You have Iron Val, you have Jolteon. Personally, I would want to see the Jolteon with the Terra Captain, but you can't do that when you have Terra Galar Moltres, because it's 12 is the max and you have 18 points overall, so it cannot You can't do it like that. But this team, dude, this team is scary. No, dude, I think this is an S tier. This team works well, super together. Like, you can make the Lando defensive in this one. You have defensive Colossal. You have 2 spinners. Lando could set up the rocks. Colossal can set up rocks or spikes. You have a small snow core with Sand Slash. You don't even need, like, Backs and Sand Slash are really good too. I think this is like low S tier. Like low S tier, high A tier. I think this one's gonna be the high A tier. Like above Sin. You have to make it work. Cause yeah, I'm gonna have to see you make it work first of all. Yeah, I think this is above Sinister's. I think this is, yeah, high A tier. Yeah, I mean the Terras are good on it. I feel like Terra Flying would have probably be better here than Terra Dark, but I can see you trying to like maybe like avoid prankster shenanigans because there is someone who drafted a prankster mon in one of the last picks. Dashing, when you see this team, you're gonna be like, who the heck let him have all those picks? We're gonna have that pick as last, by the way, because Dazzle's next. So Dazzle got their Meow, but I do not know why Dazzle drafted SQ. Like, Dazzle drafted SQ second pick because of what I did with SQ last time. Dazzle has a small sand core, or not sand core. They have a small snow core with Titan SQ, and you don't need to run more than that. You have Spin with Terrapagas. You have Defog with Drifloon. You have Terra Iron Thorns, and even Terra Typhlosion. I feel like Meow and Iron Thorns are going to have to put the team on its back. You have defensive walls in Quillfish and Swampert and Terrapagas. Even Drifloon too. Drifloon can status the team and just slow everyone down. Slowking's a good defensive wall. I feel like the carries of this team is Meow. Meow with Snow Titan, with Enamorous and Iron Thorns. Dude, you have, or you, Dazzle has a good defensive team with Swampert, Slowking. If you're gonna, yeah, you're a little weak to fighting, but it's okay. What are you calling that penguin again? It's Ice-Q. Isn't it SQ? Personally, I think this team could be a low A tier, high B tier. It has potential. Dazzle just has to make sure they play well. Terra Iron Thorns is scary AF. If you get it into the right spot, it could just solo-handedly win games. Getting rid of its 4x weakness. I personally think it's a low A tier. Like, if people don't know how to work around SQ as well, I think that thing can pop off as well. I think it's a A tier. Yeah. Dude, even Scarf Typhlosion pops off too. Yeah, we're gonna put it low A tier. And next is Harvey. We have 2 more for Academy. And once you guys see the last pick of Academy, see their team, you're gonna be like, who let them cook and pick all these mons? Dude, SQ's good. I love SQ. I'm an SQ enjoyer. I don't think it learns AV. So Harvey's team, Harvey traded Spoods, the Galarian, Slowking. I personally think G King would have been better on his own roster. He swapped it for Ting Lu. So they traded for Ting Lu. You got Terra Arboliva once you swap the Glow King away, but you do have Glamora, you have Hazards, you have Annihilate to be the glue in this team. You have Cinderace. Personally, I don't think Cinderace is a good pick here, unless you're just running full offensive, because with Cinderace, you like court change. Ting-Lu and Glimmora want to set up hazards, and Cinderace, like, unless it's full offensive Cinderace, I don't know. Seems counterproductive. It's like, yeah, like, once you set up hazards, Ape is gonna block everything. But I think Cinderace, if it was something else, like it's a good fire type. Don't get me wrong. Ilibrio is great. I just don't think you're ever gonna run court change on this thing. Yeah, no, it would be court change would be garbage on this team. I think it's just gonna be like full offensive, like go. Terra Magnezone looks good on this team. Like, it's your special attacker. Like Magnezone and Azelf and Noivern are gonna be your special attacking, like, just go buttons, and Glimmora as well. Personally, I think I mean, you could run defensive with Terra Steel, but I think Terra Electric would have been better, personally. I think Arbolive is really good. Like, your defensive Pokemon are really good. Dondozo, you have Unaware. Nihilip can be defensive, like, just slowly get your Rage Fist going. Ting-Lu is a wall. Personally, you do Grass over Flying. I think they wanted Flying because to dodge any Earthquakes potentially coming out, but then you have Sturdy. If they're, I don't remember if Skarmory, wait, was Skarmory drafted on Lucario's team? No, they dropped it. Personally, Magnezone with Magnapole is really good if you're going to trap Steel types. Analytic Magnezones are really cool. Like, they chunk everything. You have a ground resistance with Azelf and Noivern. Azelf per se with Levitate. Sylveon's just bulky in general. I think this is a solid team other than the Cinderace, but if you're not going to ever run court change and if you're just going to go full offensive Cinderace, I think it's fine. I think this goes behind Dazzle's team in A tier. It's either, yeah, no, I think low A tier is fine. Okay, you guys ready to see an S tier team? Because whoever let James get all this power is crazy. Who let him cook this hard? I think this is an S tier team. First off, they have the Fish. Chiyu is going to chunk anything on anyone's teams. You have Iron Threads to get rid of hazards on your side. You have Goldango to block hazards on your side. You have Samurott to set up spikes. This is an S tier team. You have a defensive backbone of a Alomola with that could be your physical backbone. You have Goodra as your special backbone, and you have Uxie as a mix of both. You have webs on this team, and you have screens as well. Personally, and you have a Ditto. I think this is a low S, high A. I personally think it is an S tier team. The only problem with this team is that if you miss. Yeah, if you miss, a lot of these mons have 90% moves. Or like consuming Samurott, if you're going for overheat with Chiyu. Personally, if this team ever faces Lucario, I think it's screwed. I don't know if they, let me see if they face. If this team faces Lucario's team, this team is screwed. Unless they're running like the Shed Shell. Lucario actually does not face them. Dang, that's crazy. I think Lucario, like, I think Dugtrio actually destroys this team. And you would trap them. This team faces a Annihilate team. They're screwed. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe put them behind Sinister's team. Because I feel like Sinister's team can actually just beat this team as well. I think Chimpao can actually destroy this team. Unless it's like Scarf Chiyu. I don't think... Does Sinister face him? Sinister... Do you face James? Yeah, week 6. I don't know. I think Sinister can win this matchup as well. I think it will go right behind Sinister's team then. Personally, yeah. Dashing talked me into it.